Oh, thank you, Mr. Squirrel. And none of this would have happened if it weren't for that no-good husband of mine. He's gone off, you know, with another woman.
Oh, really? That doesn't surprise me.
What?
Nothing.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 video game franchises we may never see again.
What should I do? I'm in trouble now.
For this list, we're looking at some of the franchises we may not see make a return for quite some time. This isn't to say we won't get ports or even remasters of these games, but it might be a long time before we see a new game. Do you think any of these games are due for a comeback? Which video game franchise are you dying to see return? Share with us in the comments below. Number 10. PaRappa The Rapper series.
Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes.
Our favorite hip-hop hero hasn't been around all that much over the last couple of decades. Sure, the first game was re-released for PSP in 2007 and remastered for PS4 in 2017, but the sequel launched way back in 2002.
I know. I got it. No, I can't believe.
PaRappa, I didn't know you were such a baby.
Sony has changed a lot since then too, shifting their focus to more cinematic, open-world games with emotional storytelling and big budgets. The PaRappa games have never been about any of that, and always tilted more towards the wacky and absurd. That being said, we won't be learning more karate and flipping burgers anytime soon. At least both games are available on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. Now go serve those burgers right now.
All right, I'm off to a good start.
Number 9. GoldenEye series. Agent 007 has had a rather tumultuous career in the world of video games. Not only has the quality of James Bond games fluctuated, but the IP has been licensed out to several publishers, from Electronic Arts to Nintendo to Activision Blizzard. As if re-releasing Bond's games couldn't get any more troublesome, the rights to our favorite MI6 agent are spread to multiple parties, including film rights owner MGM. Even developers who worked on the legendary original GoldenEye have remarked about how difficult it was to secure the license, and how they had to cancel a remaster because of it. While IO Interactive is currently developing a 007 game, don't expect any GoldenEye games, remasters, remakes, or ports in the near future. Number 8. Metal Arms. Glitch in the System. This third-person shooter was the only game developed by Swingin' Ape Studios, and it was an explosive and hilarious experience that folks should absolutely try to play. Unfortunately, the first game flopped tremendously hard, and while publisher Vivendi Universal commissioned the studio for a sequel, the plug was pulled 3 months after the first game launched. It wasn't long before Swingin' Ape had to shut down and liquidate assets. Blizzard wound up buying the IP and still owns it today. So yeah, don't expect the corporation to try and revive it when Diablo, Overwatch, and World of Warcraft are the only games they're focused on.
You'll never catch me, you rock-busting reject!
Number 7. Brutal Legend. Brutal Legend was another sleeper hit that sadly suffered from EA's poor marketing. Still, its status as a cult classic should have been enough to warrant a sequel, right? We hate to say it, but no.
Hey, I'm not your master.
Even though the game ends on a somewhat open-ended note, EA wasn't too impressed by the sales numbers. Surely Microsoft could have Double Fine develop it now, right? With all that Microsoft money too? Well, not quite. Brutal Legend probably had a meaty bill with all the licensed music it uses. Even with Psychonauts 2 seeing success as Double Fine's first game under the Xbox banner, the studio aims to work on something completely new. So, who can say we'll even see Eddie Riggs before the next decade?
But I'm sure you must be longing to return to your homeland.
Number 6. Friday the 13th. Jason may not have as extensive a career in games as 007, but the few games he's been featured in have resonated with Friday the 13th fans. However, recent events have painted a bleak picture for the masked slasher. Though popular with hundreds of players, Friday the 13th, the game, was forced to prematurely cease all expansions and development due to a lawsuit over the rights between franchise director Sean S. Cunningham and Victor Miller, the writer of the original movie.
Holy shit! What's going on? What are you doing?
Just testing it out, honey.
This would result in the immediate cancellation of the highly requested Jason X expansion. While the lawsuit is rumored to have been resolved at the time of recording, we're not so sure if we'll be heading to Camp Crystal Lake for quite some time.
Come home, sweetie.
Number 5. Various NES titles. We could have picked any NES game, but the sad truth is that many of these titles won't be getting new games under any circumstance. There aren't many folks clamoring for a new Wrecking Crew or Clue Land, and while some of these games resonate with some players, they couldn't compete with the IPs Nintendo and its competitors shell out every year. On top of that, a few of these titles have found life through other means, such as NES Open Tournament Golf, arguably being Mario Golf's predecessor due to similar mechanics. So if you want to play any of these, you're better off playing them through the Nintendo Switch online service. Number 4. Conquer series.
Oh, just great. I thought the designer said this was just a straight port. What a hack.
Poor Conker has found himself by the wayside along with Banjo and Kazooie. The only difference between him and the Bear Bird duo is that Microsoft has tried to bring him back a few times. The live and reloaded remake of Bad Fur Day didn't sit well with fans of the classic though.
But the designer thought it wise to change the training level a bit. To fool the audience into thinking that the rest of the game would also be different.
Then there was that weird crossover with the failed Project Spark, a sandbox game aimed primarily towards kids. And do we dare speak of the awful Young Conker? Whenever the Red Squirrel has had a new game, it's been done completely wrong. At this point, it's best if Microsoft just keeps porting Bad Fur Day to modern hardware. Let's leave the squirrel be and enjoy what was already given to us, eh?
Oh, I see what he means. Context sensitive.
Number 3. F-Zero. Whereas many of our entries are based on recent events and speculation, F-Zero seems to have a more definitive end. Fans have been asking for a new F-Zero for years, and the franchise has been absent for 3 console generations. Why has Nintendo not fulfilled the demand? Well, over the years, a handful of Nintendo execs and developers, from Shigeru Miyamoto to former series artist Takeya Imamura, have remarked that F-Zero would need to bring something new to the table to warrant a new game. Ah yes, the classic do something that hasn't been done before approach Nintendo has been famously and infamously known for. Yeah, F-Zero is dead and gone beyond the big blue sky. Number 2. Guitar Hero. If there's one thing we can say about Guitar Hero, it's that it was a product of its time, and an incredibly fun one at that. So it's painful to admit that Guitar Hero won't be coming back, and it's arguably for good reason. For starters, the franchise was widely known for its extensive track lists, filled with licensed music. Then you have the specially made guitar peripherals that cost an exorbitant amount of money for both Activision and gamers. Speaking of, Activision milked the franchise so much that audiences grew sick of it, and the quality of games suffered. Despite trying to revive the IP in 2015, Guitar Hero Live sold poorly, resulting in developer Freestyle Games getting sold off to Ubisoft, becoming Ubisoft Leamington.
Come on! Come on!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Mother Series. How long have we been asking for a new Mother game? How long have we been asking for just a port of Mother 3? Way too long! So long that there's actually an entire documentary on the fandom. Trust us, we're right there with the fans and would love to play these games on Switch. The problem is that given the political climate in the West, many of the themes in Mother, Earthbound, and especially Mother 3 could spark up controversy around the IP as well as Nintendo. Whether it were to stem from gaming outlets or local news stations, it's a bear that Nintendo probably doesn't want to poke. R.I.P. Ness & Company.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.